Hi everyone, McBeard here, back with another video for you. More Gwent. You know, I was thinking about my boy Foltest, one of my original heroes, one of my original leaders that I loved in this game of Gwent. Obviously, he's changed over time, but there's something about going back to a good Foltest deck that I really love. This one is Foltest Army, making use of field medics, swarm tactics, large units on the board to really push a long round one, take the round, and then finish things off with really high tempo stuff like Shani into Stennis, playing stuff like Seltkirk later on, and just really pushing the round and sometimes bullying a 2-0 because this is a high tempo deck. And I love this deck, and I've always loved all the versions of this deck. And they've gotten just better and better through buffs. Seltkirk getting buffed was huge for this deck. As well as Priscilla, just, I think, underrated card. Dropping her for 18 points is pretty good, because a lot of the time you're just looking for a get-ahead play. Priscilla is very often that play. Vernon Roach, when things are going well with your Temerian boosting units, does benefit from being a 21-point play in a perfect world, or does contribute 21 points to your overall deck. So there is that, because we are running the Temerian package of buffing scouts and commandos. And then, of course, like I said, Shani, late game play, rezzing Odrin, rezzing Deathmold, rezzing Stennis, all good plays. Sometimes rezzing a field medic, rezzing a Reaver scout. There's a lot of stuff. Obviously, Shani just very, very versatile in this deck. Sometimes you just res whatever you can make the most use of, and you can make use of a lot of stuff. So being able to consistently put out big plays every turn, it makes this deck good in a long and short round, but especially in a long round because of the snowball effects that we have in this deck. So just quickly through the silvers, the taller inclusion is because Gwent, really hard to play a deck without spies. You need to use it to counter your opponent's spy, or a good play if you won round one and you're trying to bleed round two and get your cards back. Generally, you're always playing your spy. Odrin is a fun addition, probably more flex, but usually you're getting a lot of value from this, and it baits removal. Forces your opponent to have an answer, because once Odrin gets going, you know, you have 5-6 units on every row, usually about mid-game in this deck. So Odrin's going to get a lot of work done. Sometimes a really great passing opportunity will come from playing Odrin. Deathmold for removal, weather clear, and of course weather generation. Everything Deathmold does best. Very versatile unit. Strongly consider playing it in most Northern Realms lists. Stennis is great, but better later on than when I usually make decks with Stennis. I tend to make decks with Stennis that you want to play him all the time, as many times as possible. This is more of a later game. You need to thin your scouts and commandos. You need to thin out your Reaver scouts. Get stuff out of the deck. Maybe even see if you can get Deathmold out before you start playing Stennis. And then you're likely finding field medics, poor infantry, and the stuff that hasn't been pulled out yet. Because a lot of stuff gets pulled out of the deck. Even though this isn't a 25-card deck, it is quite thin. Reinforcement and marching orders just helps you kind of fix your curving out of your units. Sometimes you'll need to play marching orders to get a Reaver scout, to get another blue stripes scout out. Sometimes you'll need to play reinforcement to get another blue stripes scout out. So there are a lot of great uses for this. Marching orders just being an on-call Reaver scout is fantastic, and the reinforcements just helps fix anything you need. Finally, your Bronze Corps, it's just all about swarm, swarm, swarm. You want to play your Blue Stripe Scout to get your commandos out, buff your whole deck. Temerian Infantry is a power play later on when they're all at 7, 21-point play. Poor Infantry is 3 units to buff. You play Foltest a little later in this one, so you try to get some Poor Infantry out, make Foltest a big power play when you play him. Sometimes you might want to lead off, but you have the benefit of buffing all the tokens that come from the Poor Infantry. So think about saving Foltest, especially on the red coin. Field Medic, of course, boosts all soldier allies. This is super important because everything gets the benefit from this. Everything in the deck gets benefit from this, except for the scout. So everybody else is a soldier. Really, really strong. And then you thin so well in this list. The field medics, when they're touching down for huge value because your board is polluted with soldiers. Or your opponent has passed, but probably didn't pass while you were behind, or else you're doing something wrong, I think. Likely, it's the way you handle round 3 that makes this deck really shine. If you're able to really push in round 1, you have full reign to bleed or to push down in round 2, or sometimes 2-0, because sometimes to bleed is to go and commit into the round, and you just have a great opportunity to play a long round, Shani a field medic out, and just blow out your opponent. Love this deck. Let's get a game going and see if I can show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, I got a sweet game recorded yesterday, but I screwed up the recording, so let's do another one. Foltest Army, YouTube exclusivo.
I shall not repeat Emil's mistakes. Onward! Attack!
Up against a little John Calvert, maybe we can assume alchemy. We are not sure. We always want to get rid of the commandos, of course. And also, one thing I forgot to mention last time, the Temerian infantry is likely to be pulled from Stennis if all three are in your deck. Unfortunately, we can't put all three in our deck. But we can at least keep one out and maybe have... That's not bad. We have 2 scouts and a way to get the third. We have all 4 golds in our hand. Nice hand. And we have like options. We have options. We can thin reliably. We should be able to push pretty hard as well.
Lesson in this.
We're gonna have to use our removal for the heavy. I mean, we can use Selkirk here. This is important to remove. It really kind of allows us to get more of a foothold on this round, where we're both playing snowbally, and if I can snowball harder, I will be able to take the round. So I think I actually lead off with Selkirk here. I think Vernon can take out a heavy cavalry because they start at 7. So there's going to be that as well. And then by that point, we can thin and actually tempo out some points. If he starts to come back, we can pass.
Stand and fight, cowards!
A little extreme, I guess, but I mean, I still think that a 16-point swing plus engine removal is worth it. I know Selkirk can do so much more than that.
After me!
Here's another one. So this one's probably going to stick for him.
March!
So we might as well go ahead and just start our
Bloody
thinning.
non-humans.
We're going to hold Foltest a little bit longer here because we might play this poor infantry and we want to get extra value on Foltest. Sometimes that works. Sometimes that doesn't work. Alright, so this is like pure soldier build. Slave infantry, I'm assuming Alba heavies. Sentries as well. So, someone's calling me. Nope, it was just an alarm. So, I think we're probably going to go ahead and play Reaver Scout here. Thinning is usually always the priority to improve later draws, to improve Stennis. Also to improve draws, of course.
But we're broke as
Not just
shit
like to
peddlers.
improve draws to get good cards, but to not get bad cards. That's maybe what I'm trying to say, specifically.
For the great sun!
He had all 3 of his standard bearers in hand. Okay.
Elves must die!
We may actually get pushed out of this round. Because the standard bearers do actually snowball pretty hard.
Emir's mistakes.
We gotta see these buffs before he flips over, maybe an Alba heavy. Sentry. Ooh, now we're very behind. But we are on the red coin, so that is good. It is good to be on the red coin. So Priscilla in this case is enough of a play to get there. So if we want to maybe bleed, I think our short round is better than theirs. So I think we just want to push a little bit here. Although playing Foltest is starting to become a priority, so I think I actually might play Field Medic and then Foltest, and then Priscilla. Poor Infantry, and then Foltest, and then Priscilla, and then Field Medic. Maybe not. I mean, oh, I'm getting some alerts here.
Try to win them all, but you
Getting some
won't.
alerts, but that does pull the last commando. That's part of that because that's how that play gets us ahead. Okay. Lots of buffs coming out here. 10 to go. Full test is enough. I think we'll play full test.
Close ranks!
Now, he may not be running the Alba Heavies. He may not be running them. But if he is running them, he doesn't have them because he'd greatly benefit from playing those earlier. So I think that there is probably... I don't know if there's going to be a great Vernon target. If I'm anticipating sentries being what sinks me, maybe I want to pick off a slave infantry, but I don't know if that's worth it. He does have the sentries. 13 to go. Well, there's a little bit more than that, of course. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is a 19-point play right now. But if I really wanted to push, I would play Temerian infantry here as well. But I think I want to hold on to them. I lose 3 points on the medic if I play the medic now. If I play Priscilla now, I don't lose anything. In fact, she's worse later. So I do definitely want to play Priscilla and field medic next because this is kind of the board state that supports it.
Are you certain? I do it differently.
Priscilla gets us there. And we are in the red coin. Good scorch from him. We can't continue. I would say that we can't continue here. So we're going to take our card because he got a good scorch on us. And it's not really worth it because he can get too good of a pass if we flail and limp our way into that next turn. So good scorch. Good scorch. What can you say? I think I'm still, just by showing you the options of what I can do for big points, I think I'm making it pretty clear where the deck is excelling. That's pulling a Reaver Scout, which is good for the medic. Now, he may pass, he may play 5. This is fine. So, we definitely want... So, this is a little bit of a tougher one. I think we have to throw Death Mold here. I think we have to throw Death Mold because the Reaver Scout on the field medic with the 3 soldiers, potentially 4 with Shawnee, is a little bit too good. So I think that in this situation, Death Mold is the least impactful card in the hand, knowing that the Reaver Scout gets to double up on the field medic. So we are just going to go ahead and play Death Mold. Let's pass the round through. Now we're going in on evens acting first, which should be good because I think that we have a fairly good blowout hand if he... I mean, he used all of his stuff here. So now Taller I'm not crazy about, but I also don't want to mulligan into another... I don't want to mulligan into another Temerian infantry. I do think I can out-tempo Taller, and I do also think that the last play will be good. So I'm going to take Taller, actually, after all. I'm going to take it. I'm going to mulligan this so I don't draw one. I blacklist it. We're going to draw into a poor infantry, which is pretty fine with me. Because we can at least... I was hoping I got Stennis, but that's fine. Because we can Reaver that too if we can't Reaver this. We also got a second Reaver Scout on Shawnee if we do desire. So we can maybe thin a little bit here and then try to get Taller to draw us one of the Temerian infantry, which is good. But I think we need to thin first. So we want to play both Reaver Scouts, one for the infantry that I'm going to be dropping right now.
Hungry like a wolf, I am.
So we will lose... Maybe we don't use the Reaver Scout on the medic.
Let us
Here comes
see.
Cantarella. So now we have the easy option of Taller whenever we want. It's definitely worthwhile to pull the other infantry here, knowing that we're going to field medic.
I told you so, you idiot.
But playing Taller now, drawing the field medic isn't so bad because we have 2 field medics in the deck. So if we draw the field medic with Taller next turn, we take it, and then we just play 3 field medics on this board that has 6 soldiers on it already. So that's not the worst thing in the world. The field medics, that clocks them in at about 15 points. So 15 points each plus Vernon's going to look like another 14. Alternatively, we can draw Stennis, which actually gives us a high options for Temerian infantry to come out, which is going to be a real blowout. If we get reinforcement, then we can pull Stennis. Plus, we can thin out the medics, and we get the medic or infantry. Both of those things are fine. I'm just not really sure what the power potential of my opponent's deck is right here in this round. He was able to... Now, because he got the good Scorch on me, it forced me to pass in round 1, which gave him full control of the game moving forward. So at that point... We might lose this game. I think I still post it, though, because I think I still show. He's got the sentries back. So that's... Okay, so those are the sentries that went back in the deck. So that's a little concerning. He's probably going to res the slave infantry. So I think now is just a fine time to do this. We are going to get... We get the Temerian infantry for sure, but this is Stennis, which is better. So we're going to take... Actually going to take reinforcement here. Alternatively, we play Odrin here under the assumption that our opponent doesn't have any removal for Odrin. But, I mean, Stennis, I think whatever he pulls is just going to be higher value than Odin. I don't think Odin hits Stennis value for... Well, I mean, it's not even that bad to even consider Odin here, I think. I still think we're going to go for Stennis here because if Stennis pulls the Temerian infantry, which again is fairly likely, we have 2 follow-up field medics for 9 soldiers on the board at that point. So I think we're just going to go and hope for Stennis' pull on the Temerian infantry here.
I'm not afraid.
We got it. It's pretty likely. It tends to happen a lot that Stennis pulls the 3 ubs. It's just more likely for him to hit it. But this makes this makes our future plays actually pretty strong. Pretty strong. Okay. So I think we go field medic. I'm not really sure what I'm saving Vernon for. I think Vernon's just going to be a play. A play of 14.
Tell me you jest.
But the field medics are touching down now at 18 points. That's really strong. Really strong. The Reaver Scout into field medic from Shawnee is going to be also very strong. Our opponent can be very... I mean, I don't think that the opponent has removal, but actually in the game that I recorded and lost, my opponent made a really great play of sniping my field medic late game, and I couldn't actually play a Reaver Scout. So this is going to hit... This is only going to hit the spies, so Villain Tretmirth is looking like a wash right now, even with another boost with field medic. So I don't think we have anything to worry about here. And even the second highest thing is going to be a Sira, so even some sort of... I don't think there's a way that he can make this better for himself.
Sure, be glad to.
But this is a,
But we're
this is a
broke as
massive
shit
play right
peddlers.
here.
What do you want of me?
Another 18 points crammed onto the board here. Villain Tretmirth with nothing to see.
101, 102, 103.
And now it looks like I'm just going to go for Vernon here to get the 14 points. I'll just hit the sentry. Is there going to be a situation or a possibility that he hits my 9 somehow with 1 card? I don't think he can do anything. I think I'm probably overthinking this.
Temeria. That's what matters.
I think this lead is good enough here. And I think that we definitely showcased how the field medics can really bomb the board.
I'm too old for this shit.
Vesemir with the ointment to close this
Must
off
be an
to the
important
recruits.
lesson in this.
1 more sentry buff. Pretty good. But Villain Tretmirth doesn't actually do anything here. It's a 0-point scorch. And we're going to take it on our boy John Calvert with Foltest army. Looking good. He had a little bit of an army himself. He actually had a very similar deck. Very kind of off-faction archetype that is about big boosts and swarm. And scorching because you're running a low-to-the-ground deck. So didn't really work out in his matchup. I also had the red coin. He got a great scorch on me, and I wasn't really sure with full control of the game that he would be able to, like, he had something in mind. He did the quick pass in round 2, which was good for me because I wanted a long round as well as he. So it just turned out that my deck was a little bit stronger rolling. And that's Foltest Army, my friends. Hope you enjoyed it. Going to be making some more Gwent videos. Going to get into some Magic the Gathering videos as well. So hope to see you soon for that. Sorry for the delay on the videos. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed everything, and I will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.